A Weber County man arrested after reports of waterboarding minors in his family. Now police say what he was really doing could be worse. Utah's Abravanel Hall getting historic recognition, what it means for the venue as it's added to the National Register of Historic Places. Plus, snow in our canyons. We'll show you how this storm will impact your morning commute.
Live and streaming, this is KSL News Now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us on this Wednesday for KSL News Now. I'm Lori Pritchard. That snow could be impacting your morning commute in some places. Brian is watching that for us this morning. Matt Johnson, let's talk about it. You said you feel alive again as a meteorologist because we actually have some precipitation.
Yes, and I actually have good news. And I can point to the map and see more than just a brown state of Utah. I've got green and I've got white, folks. You're going to like what you're seeing. Downtown right now, light rain showers. Nothing too crazy. But, you know, it's something. We're just getting started here. Valley rain showers and mountain snow showers across the northern region. Snow line right around 7,000 feet. And even out there towards the West Desert, well, beware, there may be a little bit of freezing rain. Can't confirm that, but radar indicated, showing it's a possibility. Across the Wasatch for your morning commute, it's going to be hit and miss rain showers. Brian's going to talk to you more about that here in just a moment. But down in southern Utah, coverage not as widespread. But this is just the start of the storm. I got some snow showers in the mountaintops here and valley rain showers. This is not a big storm, but it is going to bring, you know, a decent amount of moisture to the state. Scattered showers in play for St. George today, 63. Even Mesquite, Nevada, doing a 70 with showers possible. Across the northern region, again, that snow line right around 7,000 feet. So the snow we do receive above that mark, it will be wet and waterlogged, which is a good sign, Brian. That's the kind of snowpack we want because it's going to help with our snow water equivalent. Over to you.
Yeah, we love seeing that snow in as many places as we can get it. And one of those spots here, Big Cottonwood Canyon, you can see all that snow kind of exactly where it needs to be. And the roads right now, it's been there this morning, but not too much this morning, which has been good. The biggest problem we've had so far to this point this morning has been in Tooele County. So if we can get it clicked over there to SR 36, where you're seeing that crash this morning, this is now starting to finally clear out, which is improving the drive times through that area. I'll give you just a shot right through here. It was down to 24 miles an hour. I'm going to guess this is when it live updates here, we'll start to see some improvements. Now, in the last maybe 30 seconds, we got word of a big crash on I-15, I believe headed north in Provo. I'm going to research that and get back to you with more there, Lori.
Check back in with you, Brian. Thank you. Our top story now this Wednesday morning involves disturbing allegations. This morning, the chair of the Republican Party in Wasatch County is now behind bars, accused of torturing minors in his family using water. David Johnson has been arrested on multiple charges of aggravated child abuse. According to police, a teen girl came to them saying that she was being waterboarded by a relative as a form of punishment. After investigating, police say Johnson was actually filling a sink with water and holding her head underneath. Police say more than one victim was involved, and the abuse allegedly also included physical assault. Johnson was arrested after police say he turned himself in at the police station. And developing this morning, police say one person is dead after being hit by a vehicle in Tooele. This happened last night near 1000 North and Main Street. Police say the crash caused significant delays after shutting down all southbound traffic for hours. The road reopened about 12:30 this morning. We're still waiting to hear from police for more information on what caused that crash. We're on fire watch here at KSL. That's because a brush fire in Saratoga Springs left neighbors and firefighters alike concerned, considering it's still winter. Saratoga Springs Fire Department Chief Kenneth Johnson says while fires sparking this early aren't totally unusual, the way this one spread was. Neighbors say it grew from a small plume to a wall of fire. Crews say it reached 7 acres in size.
7 acres over a very short 30-45 minute period is uncommon for us. And it was directly due to it being so dry.
The chief suspects the fire was human caused, but it remains under investigation. He also says the conditions could be an ongoing issue without meaningful moisture, and it's never too soon to talk about fire safety. A Mill Creek family is out of their home this morning after fire damaged their living room. Fire crews responded to the apartment building just after 5:30 last night. They found heavy smoke coming from the second-story unit. Firefighters quickly put out those flames. They prevented the fire from spreading to any other apartments. Everyone got out of the building and no one was hurt. One of Utah's most iconic performance venues is getting national recognition. Later today, leaders will unveil a plaque officially marking Abravanel Hall's place on the National Register of Historic Places. News specialist Tyrese Boone is live for us this morning, previewing this celebration. Tyrese.
Good morning, Lori. This building behind me has been a staple here in the Salt Lake City downtown for nearly 5 decades, and now today it's being recognized for the impact it's made in this community. Now, Utah Symphony leaders, Salt Lake County officials, and community supporters will gather at 11:30 this morning for a formal plaque unveiling at Maurice Abravanel Hall. The downtown landmark opened in 1979 as the home of Utah Symphony and has become known for its distinctive design and world-class acoustics. County leaders say the national designation recognizes not just the building's architecture, but the role it has played in the community for nearly 5 decades.
It's been added to the Federal Register of Historic Places, acknowledging the very important place it holds as a community center in Salt Lake County for nearly 50 years, as well as an architectural icon.
The recognition comes as renovations move forward around the Salt Palace Convention Center and surrounding district. Officials say preserving the hall and its sound has been a top priority, while also modernizing spaces behind the scenes for performers and guests. Now, the plaque unveiling begins at 11:30, like I said, and it will be here at the hall. So once again, it will be a historical day for this hall and this venue here in Salt Lake City. Reporting live from downtown, Tyrese Boone, KSL 5 News. Back to you, Lori.
And a lot of those supporters would say it's a long time coming. Tyrese, thank you. We're taking a live look now from the top of the KSL broadcast house in Salt Lake City. You don't see the snow there, but snow is falling, and we're certainly happy about that. It's something to celebrate, Matt.
You know, it's falling where it really counts, and that's our mountaintops. That's going to be our drinking water, and that's also going to prevent wildfires if we can get this snowpack going before the warmer months arrive. Got a low-pressure system out here in California. That's bringing high mountain snow and valley rain out there, and that's a similar deal here. Now, the reason why we're seeing valley rain and mountain snow with this system is because it's mild. It's bringing in subtropical moisture all the way in from the tropics of the Pacific. And so, you know, generally speaking, it's high mountain snow and valley rain with this deal. And you'll see that on radar here, scattered from Page out towards Kanab, Bryan Head area, Duck Creek Village, picking up a little bit of snow. Further north, hey, how about radar lighting up here? Sandy, Lehigh, Provo. That's kind of been the big winners in the overnight is Tooele and Utah County. Into Salt Lake County, again, scattered showers, snow up above 7,000 feet, active radar hit and miss for your drive all the way across the Wasatch Front and into the northern half of the state. Preston looks like it's teetering on that line between rain and snow. Live image here coming into you from Brighton Resort. You can't see it here, but flakes are coming down. We've already got 2 or 3 inches for the resorts and counting. You got light rain showers expected for the valleys and a rain-snow mix for the high mountain valleys. Coming up in just a few, Brian, I got that 7-day.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you much there, Matt. Okay, I promised I'd give you an update on this crash I just saw in Provo. So here we're looking at it live here. I-15 headed north. This is at University Avenue. The camera angle is from 920 South, but the actual crash right here is near University Avenue, near Provo Town Center Mall, blocking at least several lanes of northbound I-15 trying to get through this area from Spanish Fork. So that's going to be a problem. If we can click over here to the map, that's what I want. Yep, okay. So right here, it's just starting to pick up. You see, there's the crash. The drive times through that area, it's down to 17 miles an hour. So normally you're going 70 or more on I-15. This will cause some significant slowing. We've already seen that so far. And then getting out of it, a problem as well. We'll keep our eye on that, Lori, and keep you updated.
All right, Brian, thank you. In national headlines this morning, breaking developments overnight in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Arizona law enforcement say an individual has been released after being detained for questioning. That person was detained last night during a traffic stop about an hour's drive south of Tucson. Authorities also executing a search warrant of a home and a car in Rio Rico. Those developments coming just hours after the FBI released new doorbell camera footage outside Nancy Guthrie's front door from the night she disappeared. The FBI now saying it's looking into persons of interest in that case. Also breaking overnight, the FAA says it's halting all flights to and from El Paso International Airport in Texas. It's closing the airspace from that part of Texas to a nearby area of southern New Mexico. That's along a small stretch of the U.S.-Mexico border. This morning, we're hearing from some of the people now stranded at this airport.
This is a shocker. It really is. Complete shock. To close the airport down for 10 days, that's incredible.
Closed for 10 days. There's very little information about this closure, with the FAA only citing special security reasons for the restriction. The El Paso airport says the ban applies to all commercial, cargo, and general flights until February 20th. The next nearest major airport is Albuquerque, which is about 4 hours away by car. At this point, it doesn't appear to have any impact to flights here in Salt Lake City. A federal grand jury has declined to indict 6 Democratic lawmakers who posted a video urging U.S. military members to disobey illegal orders from the Trump administration. President Trump calling that video, posted back in November, an act of sedition punishable by death. Prosecutors claim the video undermines the president's authority as commander-in-chief. However, the lawmakers involved say the remarks they made in the video echo the military's own rules. They call the attempted indictment an effort to, quote, weaponize the justice system and a, quote, outrageous abuse of power. A Utah lawmaker is leading the effort to make Utah's school safety laws a nationwide standard. Representative Burgess Owens and a group of bipartisan lawmakers introduced a bill on Tuesday that would make what's known as Alyssa's Law a federal law.
Fire alarms in public buildings, a reliable, standardized, and tested emergency system will help protect our schools throughout the country.
Now, it encourages every school to install panic buttons, establish a centralized safety data center, and provide federal support in the case of an emergency. This law is named after 14-year-old Alyssa Al-Def, who was one of the 17 people killed in the Parkland school shooting in 2018. Utah County is asking the state for an extra $2 million in the case against the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk. $1 million has already been set aside to cover the defense and prosecution costs for Tyler Robinson, but the county says they need more because of the trial's complexity. While the funding isn't final just yet, lawmakers will consider the request as they wrap up the state budget before the end of this year's legislative session, which is in March. Another new bill on Utah's Capitol Hill would give police authority to impound vehicles driven by people who don't have a license, a privilege card, or even a learner's permit. Representative Matt McPherson says the goal here is to cut down on the number of crashes caused by unlicensed drivers. Opponents argue the bill will have a big impact on the immigrant community. It now goes on to the Senate for consideration. Utah's Senate President Stuart Adams is asking for an additional $10 million for the state's first-time homebuyer program. This program gives first-time homebuyers $20,000 to spend on a down payment, closing costs, or buying down the interest rate on a new home. Since this program was created back in 2023, nearly 3,000 people have taken advantage of it. So far this session, lawmakers have introduced nearly 890 bills. Now, that seems to be on par with the last couple of years, which saw a record number of bills introduced. These measures have to be approved in the House and Senate by March 6th before it becomes law. All right, let's get back to Matt Johnson and talk about the snow that is falling. It's desperately needed.
Yes, desperately needed moisture, and it is falling. We are getting the action we wanted. Provo, 1900ths right now, 1500ths for Pine Valley and counting. Lehigh, you've got a 10th. So some of us has picked up already a quarter of an inch. Deer Valley, Sundance, Powder Mountain, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. And this is just the beginning. Got your low pressure system off the coast, pumping in moisture right now, and it's mild. This is a mild storm system. It's not huge, but it is a storm system, right? Beggars can't be choosers. We'll take the moisture we can get. Now, you take this into 8 a.m., just an hour from now, valley rain, mountain snow showers. Could take a break midday, but by afternoon and evening, we're back at it. Valley rain showers, mountain snow showers for the north and the south. That's another great thing with this storm system is that it's going to approach from the south. And so we're probably going to be seeing, showers across the state, not just northern Utah. These showers will persist off and on through Thursday. But then into Friday, it looks like a little moisture sneaks into the southeast corner. Not much going on in the rest of the state there. Generally speaking, a 1/10 to a 1/2 inch of rain for the northern half. Central, southern, eastern Utah, right around a 1/10. Some of us may get lucky and punch over 2/10, but all in all, it's a decent drink, and it's going to break down the ridge and bring more storms next week. Generally speaking, 4 to 8 inches, but there's going to be spots that do more. Central and southern mountains, 5 to 10. Cottonwoods, of course, the big winners at about 8 to 16 inches of wet, heavy snow. Not the best for skiing, but really good for snowpack building, so that's what we like. Central Utah, you've got mid and upper 50s. Valley rain showers. That snow line in southern Utah, right around 7,500 feet. Wouldn't be surprised if it bumps up to about 8,000 feet at times today. 56 in West Valley. Windover's got a 52. Wasatch back and the high mountain valleys, because that snow line's around 7,000, you're going to see a rain-snow mix if you do get the showers today, and sometimes full-blown snow if the precipitation rate is heavy enough to kind of drag that snow line down. I got 63 with a chance for showers Wednesday, St. George, dry through the weekend, but then another storm system right on the heels Monday and Tuesday. That's what we like to see. Wasatch Front, showers today and tomorrow. I've got dry conditions over the weekend, and then we're back at it. You've got valley rain and mountain snow running in here on Tuesday. And Brian, I'll throw this teaser out there. Long-range models do hint at a little valley snow next week.
You're such a tease. All right, thank you much there, Matt. Let's take a look at your morning drive. So we have a big crash on I-15 headed north in Provo. This is right near Provo Town Center Mall. The crash was right here, and they just cleared it out in the last 2 minutes. In fact, this is the Utah Instant Truck is doing the last that's remained on scene. They just opened the floodgates here this morning, but look at the backups that are still there. This is still a parking lot. The crash I just showed you, it's roughly here. And all these cars, they're just stopped waiting to get by. You look at the map right here. So this goes back at least 1 mile. All those cars just waiting to get by this crash this morning finally cleared out. You're finally to see some relief, but it's going to be slow and go coming from Spanish Fork through Provo. Lori?
Maddening for those people, that's for sure. Brian, thank you. Just into our newsroom this morning, the Labor Department releasing the first new jobs report of the year, giving us a look at January. Over the past month, 130,000 new jobs were added. That is more than expected. The unemployment rate ticking down slightly to 4.3%. Healthcare saw the biggest chunk of those new jobs, 82,000 added. This report was slightly delayed due to the recent government shutdown. New developments in whether or not President Trump's sweeping tariffs can be blocked. The House of Representatives says the government should have a say. It rejected a rule with language that would have blocked votes that object to the tariffs through the month of July. Democrats are now expected to push forward with forcing votes that seek to repeal the president's tariffs. At least 3 resolutions that criticize the tariffs have been passed through the Senate, but in the House, members have been blocked from forcing votes on this issue. David Ellison with Paramount ramping up his bid to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. The company says it will pay WBD shareholders $650 million for each quarter its deal with Netflix is not closed. That offer starts next year. Paramount is also offering to pay WBD's $2.8 billion termination fee for canceling its inked deal with Netflix. Shareholders with the final word are expected to hold a special meeting in late March or early April. A new report this morning shows the average worker is getting a pretty crummy raise. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports the unemployment cost index rose by 0.7% last quarter. That's the number that tracks how much employers spend on wages, and its pace hasn't been this weak since 2021. If you factor in inflation, your average annual raise is less than 1%. Social media platform Discord is planning to introduce new rules to prevent teens and children from accessing age-restricted channels. That will begin in March. The company said the phased rollout will require users to verify their age for access. Users who don't verify their age will be directed into a teen-appropriate experience. A company spokesperson said the teen by default settings will build on Discord's existing safety protocols. All right, Matt Johnson, we're seeing some welcome snow right now, but you mentioned we do have more in store, possibly next week.
Yes, even more. So this is a huge deal, folks. We got to get the snow going. It's February. We still have another month and a half. Let's do it. And what a better time other than now. You got about 3 to 4 inches and counting up at Deer Valley. This snow stake up at the Ontario area, it's right around 9,000 foot elevation. Valley rain showers and mountain snow showers across northern region. Southern Utah, a bit of a lull right now, but still some activity to be had. Looks like we lost radar here within the last 30 minutes. However, that should fill back in as we work through the day. Scattered showers in play today across the Wasatch and including portions of eastern Utah. I think more towards the Four Corners it's going to be dry, but look at this, the snow line right around 7,000. So even Park City struggling to get snow through this storm system. Brian, over to you.
I think Much there, Matt. As the sun's coming up, we're starting to see the roads clear out. And you can see that, like, say, up Big Cottonwood Canyon this morning, where we have seen snow actively falling, has now stopped, and then the roads are starting to clear out, and it's drying on the road this morning. But it's right there. The snow's still there this morning. And that crash in Provo, I-15 headed north, it's cleared out, but the traffic congestion is still there this morning. Trying to get through all of that, maybe a little extra time. The overall drive times, let's say you're coming from Provo, this starts at Center Street, so I'm imagining this doesn't take into account anything south of that. Ogden, Tooele right there as well, mostly looking pretty good at this hour. Lori?
All right, and Brian will have an update on that traffic in the next about 4 to 5 minutes on KSL television if you want to check that out. Finally, this morning, Sundance Mountain Resort is opening a new inn that organizers say will house a program to help out our veterans. During the inn's grand opening, they'll launch the resort's Mountain Veteran Program. It's an initiative they say is dedicated to empowering injured veterans through healing, connection, and purpose-driven mountain experiences. Organizers say the mountains could have a restorative power to those who need it. The first program will begin at the end of the month. Thanks so much for joining us for this segment of KSL News Now on this Wednesday morning. We leave you with a look of downtown Salt Lake City waking up this morning. Have a great day.